All right, Marcus, thank you for taking the time to meet with me here today. So to start things off, if you could, please share your name, where you live, and a little bit about you and your business.
I'm Marcus Becker. I'm 35 years old. I live in Northeast Nebraska. I run some cows, I farm just a little bit, and I drive truck on the side.
Yeah, awesome, man. And how long have you been in Legacy Farmer now? Has it been about 8 months, 8, 9 months?
I'm thinking it was June of 20. I'm thinking. So
Yep.
yeah, that's
Yep.
six,
So
7 months.
7 months. Yeah. Awesome, man. Okay. So first thing I want to ask you is what was not working inside of life and business before joining Legacy Farmer?
Um, like you and I have said, like I knew mentally I needed to make some adjustments to be more aware of myself and maybe try and get a little bit better handle on my emotions. I guess then when I joined Legacy Farmer, that basically tipped me over the edge, and I had a little bit more of a foundation to know how to do that and know how to try to mentally make the change.
And what was it that caused you to make the changes? What wasn't working that said, okay, I have to do something differently? What's not
Uh,
working?
just probably my production as far as the business side goes, and most importantly my relationship. Like, and I'm not saying that it's a golden relationship even to this day, but it's how her and I can handle each other is so much better because I don't lose my cool anymore or things of that nature. And I guess that my relationship is definitely better. It seems like now we both almost can stop and think about what's being said or how we're reacting to a moment and not let it control us so much, I guess.
How valuable has that been for you to not have to go down that trap, right? That
Oh,
the previous trap.
oh, that's probably the most that's as valuable as it gets. Like that's probably the most important thing to me at this point.
Yeah. And so with that, how many other farmers and ranchers do you think experience that same thing that you went through with relationships and the stress that the farm causes, what that actually does not to only yourself, but also the people that you're surrounded by? How many other farmers and ranchers do you think experience the exact same thing?
Well, it's I guess I would imagine there's a lot of us out there. But I would also some people can get caught up in the idea that like you see John Doe down the road and you think they just live the most glorious happy life, but it's all BS. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some people out there that I'm certain are very aware of themselves and have a control on their emotions, but I'm gonna guess there's a lot of them that hide it or a lot. And the funny thing is like the longer I've been in this program, the easier it is to see people like that start losing their crap right away, and just like it's like, why are you getting so worked up right now? There's just no reason for it. I mean, so to answer your question, I'm gonna bet there's a lot of people out there that could just need to, if they could stack and be able to vent and figure out why they're getting so emotionally unhinged.
100%. If they could come away from this with just the stack, right? Would you say they would be better off ahead just with if the only thing they did here was utilize the stack, right? Would that make would that would that drive them forward?
Only, I mean, and this is only, I mean, no, there isn't a tool out there that's going to help anybody unless you really want to do it. I mean, that has to be something that you got to find peace with yourself and realize, say, hey, I need to make a change. So that's, you got to first come to terms with yourself, I guess. And then outside of that, yeah, any tool can help you. I mean, if it's a positive direction, but I guess first and foremost, like I said, there's no gimmick here. Like you've got to mentally tell yourself and let yourself go. You just got to do it. I mean, you got to make that change yourself first and want to.
100%. 100% agree with you on that. So since you've come into this, what has really changed for you since joining Legacy Farmer?
Awareness. Even though like I'm not gonna say like, oh, I'm cured, of not, having an emotional mental breakdown at times. That I won't deny that, but I'm more aware of things. I'm more aware of other people's emotions. I'm more aware of, I guess, myself before I lose my cool or what have you. That would probably be the definitely the one thing that stands out in my mind amongst others. But I mean, that's definitely that was the foundation for me, I guess.
And what is it about the awareness, like you said, not only in yourself but in others, that is really benefited, that you've benefited from that? How has that helped you?
Oh, because you can just watch other people fall apart in a matter of seconds. Like, and I literally think to myself, I'm like, damn, I don't know what the hell that was all about, but I guess you guys, like, you can just see people fall apart over these slightest things, and it's like they are zero awareness of their emotions, their anger, which is emotions, just emotions in general.
Has that kept you from falling into blame or anger simply because you know where somebody else is at?
Oh yeah, I mean, I literally was thinking about this the other day. Like, I don't blame anybody for the position I'm in today, because 99% of it was me. I mean, maybe 100% of it was me. So I guess, yeah, I don't walk around pissed off blaming other people. Like, it's I mean, nobody made me, pull the trigger, I guess, in whatever the situation was.
Yep.
So
100%. Okay, next thing. So inside of Legacy Farmer, we got the tools, the resources, we got the stack core four. You also have hot seats, the training content. So what is your favorite thing about Legacy Farmer?
I guess I'll be honest, I don't utilize everything as well as I should. And that's where I'm wanting to get better at. But I would definitely say the stack is something that it just makes you stop. If you, you know, want to make a change, you got to show up every day, which I am not. I don't have 100% track record. I mean, I'm not going to say that I do, but I try to touch base with it as often as I can, which is most of the time daily. Um, that's probably something, because when you have to be responsible for that daily, like it makes your mind go back to, now why am I here, what am I doing this for, and just stick with it. So for me, that's just something to keep me honest, I guess, so to speak.
Well, and you've put in the work too, like you had said, the stacking when you're coming in at night and doing the stack. I mean, at the end of the day, there for you to not only unload what you've processed throughout the day, but that has changed you as a person, right? And
I,
and even just that one thing has changed. It kind of has a snowball effect.
right. Oh yeah, I mean, it runs off into other areas. I mean, I totally agree with that.
Yep, 100%. Okay, so then last thing is, what would you say to somebody who is sitting on the fence? So say they've been listening to the podcast, they've been following with the YouTube page, followed up with the reviews on the website. Okay, what would you say to someone who is sitting on the fence about joining Legacy Farmer? What is something you would tell them?
I mean, I realize there's a cost to doing it, but like, first off, if you're wanting to make a change, this is like having, like, you and I touch base not as often as we probably should, but like having you at my fingertips at all times that's as convenient as it gets. It can put me back in the right mindset I need to be. And if we have a coaching call together, like, you'll talk me through things, and like, I guess that's priceless to me, because I don't know who else I could do that with. I mean, I try to surround myself with very successful people, but like, that's not always at my fingertips. And I guess I need to be confident enough that I could be a successful person too. And you're the one that kind of guides me in that direction. And then of course, being able to stack. And like I said earlier, you have to make your mind up that you want to make a change. But once you do, like, you can, those tools will help you. Like, it'll get you going in the right direction.
100%. Because Marcus, like how many people have that person that they can turn to actually talk about the real and raw shit that they're dealing with? Okay, and not only just in the operation, but also on the back end. We know that business and personal, it's all connected, right? How many other people have that person they can truly trust and have that experience with to work through some of the stuff they're going through, especially in the egg industry?
I'm gonna say probably. I mean, I obviously, I mean, I have my family is I can always turn to them, but like sometimes people like if you're talking to a buddy and you're like in a spot and you might just find yourself bitching and complaining more and more, and he may as well too. And it's like, well, that didn't really get me. It didn't get me what I need here. All we did was bitch about something. So versus being able to call a coach and be like, now what's the story? What we doing here and how's it working? And what can we do to get through it now? I mean, so I guess I'm certain there's a lot of people out there that have people they can turn to, but like, is it, I mean, are they going to send you in the right direction or are you just going to vent to them and then move on, you know?
Because at the end of the day, that doesn't solve the root issue, right?
Right.
That doesn't solve it.
Right on. Yep.
100%. Awesome. All right, Marcus. Well, I want to thank you again for joining me here today. So thank you for getting on this call with me. Really appreciate it, man.